Beto, 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 beso culo. Beto, Beto, beso culo. Robert, Bob, cualquiera su nombre es. No eres un mexicano, eres un chico irlandés de El Paso. Nada más. Nada más. ¿Sí? ¿Con quién estás hablando? Me ofendes mucho. ¿Con quién estás hablando? Oh, yo sé. Yo hablar a los mexicanos, a los inmigrantes que planean explotar y utilizar para robar la elección de 2020. 2020. ¿Sí? 2020. Y Corey, si hablas español, necesitas hablas perfectamente. Tu acento es muy terrible. ¿Entiendes? Sí, yo preferiría pegue mis manos a mis pies que escuchar tu acento, tu terrible acento español. ¿Sí? Vale. Preferiría come un mano lleno de aberojos que escuchar tu terrible acento español. ¿Sí? Preferiría que afiatarme mis piernas con una motosierra que escuchar tu terrible acento español, ¿sí? Preferiría nombrar mi primer hija, Pepino, que escuchar tu acento terrible español. ¿Sí? ¿Entiendes? ¿Sí? I don't know why people like come up in this country and they like, you know, don't speak English and shit. Whatever. I'm just totally kidding. I had to like go off on that Spanish stuff. That was insane. It was funny and like retarded at the same time. It was like retarded funny, but I can't. So obviously they're going to use these people. They're talking. Their constituents are the illegal immigrants that they want the walls, you know, not to be built for, so they can continue to exploit to come into this country and push out the poor people that need jobs. They don't care because I think a lot of the American citizens are waking up to not only the Democratic Party, but just the voting process and everything in general. And they feel like they have to talk to them. And as you can see, I speak 2 languages, so I did that to like troll them, but also just to show that like as a person that is here, that lives in America, I like learning other languages, and I think it is beneficial to learn and know other languages. But when you are in America, soy estadounidense, este lugar hablamos inglés. It's our first language, okay? It's our common language. And people have a common language to speak, there's much better communication, there's much more cooperation, you have common ground. And you know, it's great. Like I said, it's great to learn another language, but you're like, they're talking to people that aren't even citizens here. It was insane. And then the fact that they always are saying that their plans would include free health insurance for immigrants. Like, are you serious? How do people not see that they don't give a fuck about Americans anymore? Like, how do people not see that? It's so frustrating that there's still people that are, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is what's gonna have to happen. I can only do so much by the job that I have, by the stuff that I know. But there have to be people in government, in the military, and border patrol that has to see what's going on. Y'all need to step up, okay? Y'all need to step up. Like, they're gonna use algorithms. I think the midterms was a beta test. It was a beta test to see how they can rig the election. Like, Texas was too close, and I don't believe, like Ted Cruz barely won. I'm like, how did he barely win, right? And even, you know, a few months ago, before this, like, shenanigans with the debate, I was, like, on Beto's page, and I was like, how come there has an option for Spanish translation if he's running for an election in America? where we speak English? Why is he speaking Spanish? Even though Telemundo was there, and the fact why people should be asking why was Telemundo there? You know, if you're a citizen, you're born, you should be speaking English. So when I lived in Taiwan, I lived in another country. I was there when Tsai Ing-wen was she was campaigning, and that's their president now, and she's the first female president. And her trucks would come by every day, wake me up. It was awful, you know, campaigning, and I would see them talking on TV and debating, but it was in Chinese. It wasn't in English. And my friends that spoke English, that was their native language, there's an equivalent to like a green card that you can get. I don't know exactly what the name is, but if you're there for 5 years, then you can apply for that. But you have to speak Chinese. You can't just like walk up in their country and just become a citizen. This shit's getting ridiculous. So, I don't know, man. That whole like trying to speak Spanish thing, like that pissed me off. It pissed me off and made me laugh. I just can't get over. And the fact that like Cory Booker is you know, his accent was so bad. I mean, Beto's isn't super bad. I mean, super good either, but it seems like I don't think they really speak Spanish. I think they can memorize stuff and maybe read a teleprompter. But if they had to be spontaneous and answer questions in Spanish, I don't think that they'll be able to do that. And it just seems like Cory just like took like a day of Duolingo and just memorized some words and was just like, I'm gonna say be like, ha atacado el presidente, ha atacado los inmigrantes, es inaceptable. I hate that shit. It was so awful. If you're gonna speak Spanish, fucking do it right. Okay? Like, don't butcher the language. It's insane. And you know who really hates this whole broken situation with the immigrant system are like legal immigrants who have busted their ass to get here, or people that, you know, like real refugees that have fled their country that, you know, are going to get killed. And really the general rule of thumb is you're supposed to go to the country closest to you, and that country's supposed to take you in. Like, not just, you know, come to America. You know, so I don't know, but people that have busted their ass and have had family here and that have, you know, waited decades to come here, it's really a slap in the face to them too. And you're just gonna like let them, like, so this debate, they're gonna like have health care for everybody, including illegal immigrants. And they're also going to, you know, not, you know, clear everybody of or make school more affordable. What else are they gonna do? We're all gonna pay for that shit. We're gonna pay for this shit. We can't go over there and do that. This is insane. I just can't believe what I just watched. I can't believe what I just watched. I'm glad that I'm not voting for any of those mofos, because it's just retardedville. But anyway, this we'll see. The dirt's about to come out. Bernie's with Joe Biden is a racist now. Joe Biden is a racist. I can't believe that bitch Kamala had the nerve to just be like, talk about like how she was hurt. That she was talking about this stuff when she's incarcerated more black men than anybody has, and didn't care when people were found innocent. Or said, you know, there was evidence that they were innocent. Like, she didn't let them go. She didn't do anything about it. So, like, she really cares about black people. She cares about herself. This is some bullshit. And I just, you know, they were saying stuff like, oh, African Americans have, you know, the lowest life expectancy rate. Yeah, that's because we're eating, like, chitlins and there's a fucking, like, liquor store on every corner. So we're poisoning ourselves. That's why. It's not because we're black, okay? It's between that. It's between the abortions that they're fighting for, that are so ever so marketed so brilliantly to black and Latino people, and it's the gang violence. But that is just brought upon by a culture class, by the school systems, by the whole, you know, chemical assault on our body with the food that we're eating. A lot of stuff has to change, right? By their policies that they've created. I'm just like, they sit up there and they talk about the problems that they think we want, they're gonna fix, but they created the problems in the first place. So I don't really know how serious I'm supposed to take this. And of course they were just bashing Trump. They're still thinking that kids are separated from the border and his fault. Like they never saw that Time had to like that whole Time article was wrong. They don't know about the Department of Health and Human Services doing DNA tests and finding out that almost 95% of the children weren't even related, that there were, you know, people that were have just taken these children, cartel people and stuff, right? And not to mention, you know, when you create a crime in America and you have children, they don't care. You're separate from your children there. So if you're coming here illegally, technically it's a crime. They're not gonna put the children in the same cell as a parent. That's actually unethical because you're putting them in a kind of a violent situation. The children were taken and they were put in these centers where, you know, they had fun, they played video games, all this stuff, they were fed well, you know. But it's an issue. These people are beyond delusional. I just didn't think it'd be this bad. I'm kind of, you know, dumbfounded with words. I just didn't think it'd be this. All right, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna let you go for this. Tape gets too long, and video gets too long, and peace, truth, and love, or paz, amor y verdad. Mwah.